and welcome back to Obscure Vampire Chronicles Facts. My name is Ray Goray, and I am very tired. I think Roland Jones is trying to kill me. I think that's his goal here. When I thought that we were going to get a new version of the Roland Jones trailer, I thought that they meant that it was just going to be that. It was going to be a remix of the Roland Jones trailer, but no, it is completely brand new footage of the season 2 show. And because I've made it my life's goal to break down and try to analyze things based on my knowledge of the books and things that are going on in the show, I am now going to have a breakdown of my breakdown. What I mean by that is that this trailer that came out 4 days ago, you are being tricked. They did this season 1. We got trailers, and there was a lot of editing that put things out of context, and it's happening again. Editing is everything, and you are being tricked. You also got new footage of the trigger warning episode 5 parts. I will be making chapters so that you can skip past the episode. You can skip past the episode 5 parts if you want, but you can't really escape it if you're going to watch this show. Listen, it's been a long week for me. This trailer got posted on Sunday, so I didn't have a lot of time to really wrap my mind around things, so this is just mostly me just losing my mind. If you've come with me this far, I think you can trust me. Just trust me, okay? Oh, and by the way, this is a breakdown video, not a reaction video. So if you're here to see reaction videos, go to the actual reaction videos. This is a breakdown video. Okay? That one commenter who wanted me to go like this. Bit of an intermission. My dog Rex has decided to join us. Say hi, Rex. Usually I move his bed during a video, but I figured we're like friends now. This is my dog, this is his bed, and yes, he does sleep on a Kingdom Hearts blanket. Okay, now starting the video.
Who are you, Louis?
I'm the reticent vampire of the ninth arrondissement. I walk the night, capturing disappointment and regret. We start the date. We should get every detail right.
I'm listening.
Come and bring the petite beauty.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Théâtre des Vampires.
Perhaps this would be a time to take a break, Louis.
It's different here. I love it. I never want to leave.
The Coven has grand designs for her.
Who's that handsome man on the wall?
The finest actor ever to walk our stage, Lestat de encore.
So down bad.
Now exist in two different worlds.
The Coven Master has the power of life and death.
Will you abide by the laws?
I will.
You've remembered, Claudia.
I'm remembering it now.
It's never been about me.
All those years, coming back.
I want to know, for me, what happened between us.
I want to tell the real story.
You know, Ron, I love your trailer, but, not a but. This trailer and the other trailer, they're very different. The thing is with this trailer is that the music just gets me so excited. And with the Roland Jones trailer, it just made me terrified. I think I should rightfully be terrified. I think this is going to be a pretty dark season. I know that Jacob Anderson has posted a lot on his social media how we should be very afraid. And I believe him. I think we should listen to him. There's a lot of buildup in this trailer. I'm really curious about what it's all going to build up to. And I've had several theories about what the Big Bang is going to be, what is going to be the overarching thing, which I think is going to kind of answer the question of what Claudia said of who are you, Louis? Is that Louis is going to kind of find out who he is, who he really is. But I mean, there could be many, many twists that they can put as like why they are focusing so much on why Memory is the monster. I just don't know, because while I have a lot of knowledge of the books, there is a lot of stuff from the show that I can't really figure out how it relates to the books. I've tried to figure out why, just for instance, why the vampire apocalypse thing, the great conversion, that was never a thing in the books. There's never been this great conversion. There's been a vampire war. There's been a war with the Talamasca. The great conversion thing is not a thing in the books. So I kind of have to like wrap my mind as to how that's going to relate to the books at all. I know they're doing their own thing. I know they're doing their own universe, but there are still little hints here and there, the little Easter eggs, hints, overarching themes of the characters that I definitely see. So it's just really interesting. I really love that about this adaptation. I wish that more adaptations were a little more brave like this, where they do make some changes just so we can get a better story in this type of medium. Sorry, I got off track there. I have a lot to say. I don't know if you noticed. So we're going to go back into frame by frame here. What I noticed about... Okay, so let's dig into it. A little bit later in the trailer, we see Armand asking Louis... Sorry, not asking, telling... Why do I keep doing that? We see Armand telling Louis, perhaps this would be a good time. Perhaps this would... I can't speak. Perhaps this would be a time to take a break, Louis. This looks like it could be in the same scene because Louis has his hands together and the book is in front of him. However, this shot right here is from a different scene because Armand doesn't have the iPad right in front of him. It's kind of to his side, and Louis is kind of doing this, and the book is not right in front of him. It also looks like that you can see pages next to that book, which is probably Claudia's diary, and it looks like Armand has had to bring some of those pages back, which, of course, Armand is hesitant about Daniel forcing him to do. That's what I'm guessing has happened, is that Daniel said, no, if I'm going to read these diaries, I'm going to read these diaries, and you're going to get me the torn out pages. So, hesitantly, Armand has brought back those pages. So he's literally having to put together a puzzle piece. Of course, Daniel is a little weirded out by Armand telling Louis that he needs to take a break, and we're getting lots of hints here and there that there's something really not right with this relationship, but it's not as abrasive as it was with Louis and Lestat. And then Claudia says, it's different here, I love it, I never want to leave, as opposed to the other part of the diaries that said, I hate it here, fuck these vampires. So what is it that made her change her mind? Why did she go from, I love this coven, to I hate these vampires? One guess I've had is that Armand is feeling a little threatened by Claudia, not just because of her relationship with Louis, but of her relationship with the coven and the theater. Maybe Armand starts some kind of a smear campaign against her. Because in another trailer, we see her outside with like a sign on that shows she's advertising for the show. And she doesn't look happy to be doing that. Then we get a flashback to the 1700s where Armand is watching Lestat in this Harlequin makeup. And from everything we've seen in the last trailer, I think it's pretty obvious to say that Armand is pretty smitten by Lestat, but I think like with Claudia, he might be, well, with my assumption, my hypothesis, my theory about his relationship with Claudia is that he sees too much of Lestat in Claudia. And with Lestat, he's kind of reminiscing Louis a little bit, where he wants to be the man, but he also wants to kill the man, but he also wants to fuck the man. I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see these dynamics that we don't really know about with Armand and Claudia and Armand and Lestat. Those I'm really interested in. We also know that we're supposed to be getting a little bit of flashback of Armand's backstory. Again, I don't know if that means his backstory as a child or as an adult. The person saying the Coven Master has the power of life and death doesn't sound like Santiago, and it doesn't sound like Armand, and it doesn't sound like any of these characters. I'm thinking it could be a completely new character. What if this is Santino? He was the one running the Coven before Armand, and was the one who killed supposedly killed Marius and kidnapped Armand. I don't know how to explain this, but this shot is almost exactly how I pictured in my head what Armand looks like during that scene at the end of the interview of the vampire book. I'm wondering if this is kind of starting to be at the point of their, I don't know, I don't want to say breakup, separation. Okay, this is what I'm talking about the editing tricking you, and oh my god, Louis just looks in so much pain right there. Jacob Anderson's acting sometimes is a little too good, because it's physically painful to see him like this. But I don't think this is, I don't think that these two shots are the same scene. I don't have definitive proof for that, but I just, vibes. This whole trial is gonna be so heartbreaking. Oh my gosh. She's such a tragic character. She's always been such a tragic character. The entire interview of the vampire was created because of Anne Rice's grief. Losing her child, she felt guilt that she brought her into the world. Also, this line, "It's never been about me." Kill me. Very similar to the line, where Lestat in episode 5 says, "It was never you." I'm fine. Episode 5 time! Everyone's favorite! In all honesty, I actually really love talking about episode 5. It's so fascinating because you can talk about so much about it. I know there are people who don't want to talk about it, but like, it's like one of the most controversial episodes. There's a lot to talk about. Oh, trust me, I was completely traumatized, but I love talking about it. But I have one question. Why are we talking about it now? Why, in season 2, do we need to go back to it? And what even brings it up again? Why does it matter? What actually is the point? Because honestly, everything that happened in that episode could have just happened and then we move on. But we're getting a recap of it with some extra context. But what is that actually going to do? Well, for one, we can see that they are in the coffin room, which was the room that Claudia didn't go in during the fight. There's this shot of Lestat that a lot of people are speculating is from that, and I think they're right. It looks like he's wearing the black outfit, and it looks like that background is the coffin room. Now, Lestat is a little more beat up, a little more bloodied, but it does look like there's blood on his mouth. So this might be after he bit Louis, or maybe they were biting each other. I don't know. But again, what is this going to do? Roland Jost has stated that watching season 2 is going to make us watch season 1 with completely different eyes. And I'm really wondering what that's going to do for the fandom, for fans of the book, for fans of the show. What is that going to do? I do have one concern that they are just going to show that Louis was just as abusive, or, medium-sized abusive towards Lestat as well, and so that way their relationship is more equalized, I guess. I don't know how I feel about that, though. I also don't know how this goes into my theory about the drop and the tower scene being so similar. Because I thought that when we were going to revisit episode 5, that it was going to be revealed that Armand took the story about what happened with Lestat at the tower and placed it into the story about the drop. So in that case, Lestat is still a violent freak, but Armand is also a freak and wants to basically plagiarize Lestat's story, because that would be in character. Now, I just don't know. My other theory was that the drop happened because Lestat was trying to stop Louis from trying to kill himself, that he was trying to do basically throughout all of season 1. Writers also said in an interview that Louis will always be a victim. So I'm honestly out of ideas at this point. Whatever happens with this episode, I think we can safely say to just let bygones be bygones. Don't eat each other up because one person has an opinion about it, the other one has a different opinion. It is what it is. And there's always going to be bad takes. You do not have to respond to bad takes. You do not have to respond to bad takes, okay? Interview with a Vampire Twitter. Here we see Lestat on the ground as a continuation from the last trailer and screaming in pain, which I'm guessing what happened here was that Nicki gets taken by Armand, probably used the mind gift to entrance him and have him follow him or something like that. And here we see a continuation of Lestat bringing the crucifix to show Armand's coven that they're all crazy. And I know you can't really see it on here, but it's pretty obvious that this is probably Nicki. It has to be Nicki. But Nicki has chains on his hands. Do I need to say more about that? In the books, Nicki is, yes, kidnapped by Armand, tortured. Eventually, after Nicki joins their coven and creates the Theatres, he starts to go insane with his violin, and the coven gets scared that he's causing attention and distraction and making everybody go insane from his music, so Armand cuts off his hands. There's another image of a person who is on the floor chained and you only see his hands. So I'm guessing that that's Nicki again because they keep just showing his hands. And there's Armand in the background watching his crush go off with his boo. You don't want to do that to Armand. The shot of Armand! I can't get over this. This is how I know Assad is the perfect Armand, because this is something Armand would totally do, where he just is like, I'm such a small bean, I'm just watching the trial from the sides, I couldn't prevent it, it's just Armand, I'm just a small bean. Basically, book Armand right there is like, yeah, Armand can do no wrong. Speaking of Armand, I have my t-shirt Armand's Blenders on today. If you're interested in getting one yourself, I have a link below. 100% of proceeds goes to the National Alliance to End Homelessness. Again, why? Why do we need to know what? Okay, first of all, let me backtrack. I think we're being tricked here. Again, this is one of those editing tricks. It looks like he is talking to Louis, but I have some doubts about this. I think that this is one of those editing tricks where it looks like he's talking to Louis, but he's actually talking to Armand. I don't know what more they could add to this story between Louis and Daniel, because we know what happened. Daniel wanted to do an interview. They went to the apartment. they did the interview and it didn't go well, so Daniel wanted to be a vampire, and then Louis said no and attacked him. What more could be added to that? I mean, that's why it makes more sense that he's talking to Armand here and not Louis. But they keep teasing it. And all I can think of is, alright, they had gay sex. What else could it be? One thing I think that will come to mind for Daniel is that Louis didn't just attack Daniel, but they kind of kept him around, because in the last trailer, we saw that there was somebody on a chair that was right next to the TV. We couldn't see who it was, but I assumed that they maybe tied up Daniel to the chair because they just didn't know what to do with him after attacking him. And that's all I have for that. Again, we're doing this to get into Devil's Minion. I'm determined at this point. I did notice that I might be right about the recordings, because as I pause here, again, I don't know anything about 1970s recorders, but it looks like all of the little buttons are pressed up like that, and if I go to the next shot, it looks like the recorder is underneath some kind of like desk or something, and I don't see anything wrong with the recorder, so I think I'm right. I think it's still recording, and that's how Daniel's gonna find out the truth! The interview didn't stop! It was never interrupted! Ray cracked the code. This shot has been baffling people because it looks like it's popcorn, it looks like it can be stone. I think he was probably hiding from someone, but the blood on the mouth area is kind of throwing me off. Every shot about this is throwing me off, and I have no theories about it. It's a very cool shot nonetheless. I'm really excited to see what's happening. That's it. That's all I have. Thank you so much for joining me with breaking down on my breakdown. And if you like my content, be sure to like and subscribe. And also, if you just like me, you can send me some coffee money on my Ko-Fi below. If you like this t-shirt, you can buy the t-shirt on the link below. I will definitely see you guys next time in our reviews on all the episodes that come out. I'll definitely make a spoiler-free review if I get screeners, and I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much. Bye.